Hi, this is DJ Tina, host of HMTV Canada E-Zine. On the phone with me today is the band More. Hi Jim, how did your last gig go at Club Inferno in Denver, Colorado?
Oh, it went really good. Club Inferno is actually on top of a topless bar. So, of course, you know, it makes always for a good show. Booze and metal, that's kind of what life is all about, I think.
It sounds awesome. I understand Moore has been through a busy summer playing lots of live performances.
Oh, yeah, we've been playing a lot this summer. We have new members, so we've been doing a lot of shows while we're writing. We're going to take a little time off from playing to finish up our new album, which we hope to have out like in the spring or February.
Curious, what are your live shows like, and do you sell CDs and more merchandise at your shows?
Oh, yeah, we always have shirts. Our shirts fly out the door. Everybody loves the shirts because they're kind of, they're kind of graphic and they're really fun. We sell lots of the shows. Our shows themselves are just like high energy, very loud, high energy, lots of lights, lots of mosh pits. Mosh pits are good, but then people dance too, so it makes for a good time for everybody.
Your latest CD, Bleed, is creating a buzz in the media. Can you tell us about your latest EP?
Yeah, Bleed came out. We recorded it, or put it out in 95, so it's been a few years. That's why we're working on the new album. We got magazines in Germany. Heavy did a whole thing on us, all out throughout the west of Colorado, west of the United States, lots on the East Coast to New York. It did really good. It was kind of a little more of a pop. I say pop. See, pop to us, if you're not Cannibal Corpse, then you're more like pop metal. So I'm like, well, we're not really heavy metal, but then people tell us, oh God, you guys are so heavy, to which I take as a compliment. But it did really good. And now we have a whole new lineup. Actually, we have a new guitar player and a new bass player, new drummer. I'm sorry, the bass player's going to hit me for that one. No, we have a new drummer and a new guitar player, and we're kind of heading off in a slightly different direction. But this is going to be our 6th album, and while I think everyone's different, they all sound like more to people, which is good.
With your new lineup, lead vocals, Jim Moore, that's yourself, guitars and backing vocals, Joe Johnson, bass, backing vocals, Chadwick, and drums, is it Haken Surgeon?
Haken Surgeon, he's from, and that's probably the best I'm ever going to pronounce his name. He's from Norway. He's been in the States for about 4 years, and he's just an incredible drummer. He's kind of like a Joey Jordison on crack. He's really, really good. And Joe Johnson, he comes to us from Philadelphia, and we're really lucky to have him. He's a total shred monster. He's just an amazing, amazing guitar player. And that's where we're going to look to put a little more craziness on the new album, shall we say. It's going to be a little bit heavier, and I was just going to have to hear it. We're going to record an initial track in the next few weeks, and we're going to throw it up on our MySpace, so people get a taste of what the new players sound like.
With this new lineup, how has your music changed or evolved since you first formed your band in Denver in 1995?
Well, in 95, it kind of changes with the players a lot. The first lineup is around for 4 albums, and it went really good. And it was kind of a little more prog-based at times. Mm-hmm. It depends on who's writing the song. If the guitar player's writing the song, you have a little more Dream Theater thing going on. If you had me writing it, it turns into a little more Judas Priest or Motley Crue. And pretty much, I like to give the players, their own outlets and work with them, and then we collaborate on everything. And what you get is a mix of all the new players, and that's a good thing to have. Keep things interesting.
Has there been any challenges in producing Bleed?
Well, we had to do it 3 times because we kept changing members because we had new members and then it didn't work out, so we have to re-record again. Then we recorded again. So by the time we were done recording the album, we were really done recording the album. We're like, okay, it's out.
I bet you're glad when it was done.
Oh, yeah. Came out great, though.
How was Moore's USA and Europe tour after the release of Bleed? Did you get a great turnout of fans, and do you have any wild stories to tell?
Oh, yeah, we always have a great turnout wherever we go, which is awesome. Golly, we played the Whiskey A Go-Go in L.A. for our West Coast CD release, and that was a blast, but we got a little drunk afterwards. Ended up at a big $10 million mansion party after the show.
Wow.
Got kind of drunk, and I peed on the neighbor's front lawn, but the police didn't show up, so that was a good thing. Kind of like my Ozzy imitation of the Alamo, but we did it in Hollywood instead. Luckily, we had a road manager to drive our drunk butts around, so when I woke up in the morning, I go, I did what? I have a lot of those, I did what? moments in the tour, which is always fun.
Yeah, those moments that you can't remember.
Well, anything that happens on tour is immediately posted on the internet, so we have to be careful.
Oh, for sure. Visiting your MySpace page, 3 tracks from your latest CD, Bleed, became my favorites. Jackhammer Jesus, Sun Goes Down, and Riot at Sunset. These are very catchy tunes. Can we request them on radio stations currently?
depends on where you're at. Like in Iowa, we get a lot of radio play. Our radio play is really kind of scattered because we don't have like a big label with a big, promotion machine where they get it to all the different places. To get your stuff on the radio, it takes like money and clout. They kind of have to force it on the radio because radio stations don't just like to pick it up. But oddly enough, some stations, even like big Clear Channel stations, pick us up anyway, and they find it. Laser in Des Moines plays us a lot, which is like the big station, which is just great. We just get kind of scattershot radio play, to be honest with you. Call your local rock station, ask for it. If they don't know it, then you can point them to us, and we'll gladly send it to them. That's no problem.
How about internet radio?
Yeah, we're on Rhapsody. There's lots of places that play us, and I can't list them off in my head right now, because there's like a bunch of them, and this album came out a while ago, so it's kind of died. A lot of it's died down a bit, but some still play a lot. Because like Jackhammer Jesus, a very popular song, but radio's like, because it's actually written after a dildo we saw on a TV show. It was a Dave Attell show, and he was in Vancouver, I believe, and he went to a porno producing place, and they had this crazy dildo called the Jackhammer Jesus, and it was so hilarious that we wrote a song about it, and that's what it's about.
That's pretty cool. Another favorite of mine is Send You to Hellboy. Is this a sample of your new material that's what's to come?
It's actually, yeah, well, I wrote that song actually a couple of years ago, and we recorded it 6 months ago, and then the lineup changed once again in between that. The lineup we have now is pretty set and solid, but that is a pretty good example of what's to come. And if you stay tuned for about another month, you'll get another one. We have a new song called Born to Die we're going to put up on the MySpace in about a month to 6 weeks.
So are you in the works of writing new material and producing another album for 2009?
We sure are. We're about halfway done writing it right now. We're going to be hitting the studio all through the winter and get that thing out by February, spring, right in there.
Look forward to that. Who writes Moore's catchy songs, and what do you express in your lyrical content?
Oh, well, I write all the lyrics, kind of my thing. As far as the music goes, it just depends song to song. Sometimes the guys come up and they have a song, like all the music's done. I'm like, oh, awesome. Other times we'll collaborate. Other times I'll show up and go, hey, I wrote this song. It just kind of depends on which song goes, but the lyrics are always mine. I always like to write about things like, love and war and death and usually sex. Sex is always a good thing to write about.
So
everybody loves sex.
Anything you find inspiring, you'll write about?
Pretty much, yeah. If it moves me emotionally or it's just catchy, I believe you have to connect with your audience to write, and the best thing to write about is just what you really feel about things. I try not to make stuff up. I try to put out my own feelings on songs or subjects, and then hopefully somebody connects with it and goes, yeah, I think that way too. That always makes the best song.
Who helps record, mix, and master Moore's music?
Well, that just depends. We end up doing a lot of it ourselves. It depends on where we just happen to record this album. We don't have a producer per se, so we just kind of do it ourselves, honestly.
Yeah, that can be a bit tough when you're doing everything yourself.
Yeah, it's a learning experience always, but it always comes out the way we want it, so it works out good.
Where was your last video, Jackhammer Jesus, filmed, and will you be producing any more musical videos from your album Bleed?
Yeah, the Jackhammer Jesus video was actually a fan video. Somebody came to the show, was at the Gothic Theater in Denver, and they just filmed the whole thing and sent it to us, so we tossed it up. We won't be doing any videos from Bleed, but we will be doing videos, like real videos, like production stuff.
Okay.
Or for the next album, and when those are done, we'll put them up, but we're definitely looking to make about 2 or 3 videos for the next album.
I noticed that Moore has lots of musical influences, well, too many to mention, like A7X, Alice Cooper, Anthrax, but you tend to have a unique, different quality sound that's your very own. Has these blend of different influences helped bring out that sound in Moore?
Oh, definitely. I mean, everybody's, some of their influences, everything that ever happens to you, or in music, everything you like tends to filter through. I like to think of it like a gumbo. Gumbo's that Louisiana dish where they just kind of take everything in the pot and they throw it all in, and then you mix it all up, and whatever comes out the other end is gumbo. So, for me, Judas Priest, Avenged Sevenfold, the Trays, stuff like that are all big influences, and it shows through. Little Guns N' Roses, little that. But by the time you're done, it doesn't sound like any of those, just because everybody says some of their influences. So you take all that together, blend it up, and then you get more.
Being in the music scene since 1995, what does the band think about the music industry today, and what is your opinion about the music industry in the future?
Well, it's definitely changed a lot. On one hand, you're thinking, yeah, you can do it all yourself, but on the other hand, record labels still have their place. They're definitely a lot less than they used to be. They don't have quite the stranglehold on everything. It used to be you needed a label because you couldn't get in the stores without it. Now there are no music stores hardly anymore, and most of it's that's on the internet. But where labels still come in handy is for things like touring and getting your stuff out to everybody, because everything costs money, and the only way to get people to know who you are is through lots and lots of touring, which all costs a lot of money. So labels still have their place. I don't think they're going to go away, but they'll definitely have to change their role in the way they're doing music than as what they used to do.
Are you looking for a record label?
Given the right label, yeah, we would.
What do you expect?
It would have to be the right label. I know so many horror stories from famous friends of mine. But then again, they're also my famous friends, so...
When you say the right...
I tend to take that with a grain of salt.
Okay, when you say the right label, what do you look for in a record label?
A label that would back you and tour you. Bands like us are kind of a risk. Labels look at metal bands as a risk always, because they're not really sure who's going to like you and how it's going to go over. But everywhere we go, we have just huge amounts of fans turn out. Labels tend to be a little bit afraid because they're really not sure what to think of us, because they're like, you guys are really good, but you're kind of crazy. not so much personally, but musically, we're kind of all over the place. But I think the fans tend to like it, because then when you buy your album, every song is not the same song. And that works for some bands, but it just doesn't work for us. I like to have a wide variety of music, a wide variety of feelings in an album, and I think it makes it more interesting.
I believe metal's coming back into the scene. It's huge.
Okay.
It's huge in Canada, metal. It's coming back into the scene. And how about where Denver is? Is metal making a comeback?
Oh, yeah. Denver's a big metal scene. Right now, you wouldn't know it if you don't live in Denver, because you get bands like The Fray, and there's all these kind of pop emo bands coming out of here, which is funny, because when you go out to see bands, you don't see any pop emo bands anywhere, but they're getting signed out of here, which is good, and good for them. You know, it puts Denver on the map for that. But we actually go out to LA for most of our, a lot of our shows stuff, because LA has big, the metal scene, and the media, goes ahead and take attention of us here. The music media in Denver is kind of small, but the metal scene is just huge. You have everything from, us to lots of thrash. There's a lot of thrash in Denver. It always makes for a crazy mosh pit at a show. Has
Moore had the chance to open up for bigger acts or bigger bands?
All the time, yeah. We've opened up for, Wasp and Dope and Wednesday 13, and oh god, there's a big giant list, and lots of bands like to play with us, because we're a lot of fun, and we bring a lot of people with us, so it's always a good time.
That's awesome. Good to know. Before we wrap up our interview, can you tell our audience where we can purchase Bleed and more merchandise online?
Oh, definitely. You can go to our website, which is moremetal.net, that's MOORE metal.net, or another address that takes you to the same place is 2more.com. That's the number 2, more, MOORE.com, and then right on the front page there's a link. You can get a CD from CD Baby, and you can get the iTunes right there too.
Sweet. Anything from your MySpace page?
Actually there was, but our MySpace page got kind of screwed up, and I got to put that back the next week. So if you go to myspace.com/more, within the next few days there'll be a big link right on front, and that'll take you to the same place, and you can get everything.
Thank you, Jim, for allowing our e-Zine to interview Moore. You rock.
Oh, thank you. You guys rock. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay.
And I hope we can get to Canada.
For sure.